Even market. As Young Thor walks straight on in. Lights are flashing. Ready now, and they're racing as well. Diamond Princess out quickly, but she's not necessarily going to stay in front for long. Here comes Spilling Over, burning across, and also going up there shortly after the start, Burning Magic. As they'd settled through the first couple of hundred, Scoreline went forward in front of Recharger. Young Thor had found itself out wider. Clever Kezza's back in the middle. Proclamation down on the inside next, coming off the back, and then Delaney, Kingdom and Empire, followed then by Sky Atlas, and last of all is Heart of Kerr. By the 800, Spilling Over, the Taylor trained 3-year-old led the way. It's Spilling Over coming along by the 650, 3/4 Scoreline. Recharger trapped a shade wide, going up in the pink colours, running third. Down on the inside of Diamond Princess, being shaded by Burning Magic. There's Young Thor following Recharger to the home bend. A length and a half to Clever Kezza, joined around them by Delaney, about to work into calculations. On the rails, Proclamation, Sky Atlas right off the track, going around the outside of Kingdom and Empire, and Heart of Kerr, but Spilling Over had broken well clear. Down by the 250, Spilling Over booted 4 in front. Down the outside, running on is Delaney, but it's Spilling Over, a day clear. All interest in the minors. Clever Kezza runs to second, then Delaney, but Spilling Over had run them absolutely ragged over the 1300. Spilling Over won in a canter from Clever Kezza, Delaney, Young Thor, Kingdom and Empire, Recharger, Sky Atlas deeper out in the middle, Heart of Kerr, Burning Magic a gap, Scoreline Proclamation, and last to arrive is Diamond Princess. Spilling Over has blitzed its rivals here. Back on top of the ground this afternoon, and the Denman gelding has played with them. Jockeying to the top early and then putting a gap on them. Had a break of about 4 before they knew what was going on, really. And just held that margin with a very soft victory in the Lavazza handicap from Clever Kezza, Delaney, and Kingdom and Empire there in a photo for 4th placing with Young Thor. But it's Spilling Over that has won in a breeze by Denman from Brown Alley. Bettina Lois Taylor, Johnny Mars, Jenny Nathan and Mrs. T.A. Mars are, and also Mrs. N.L. Devonshire, D and Mrs. C. Richards, and G and Mrs. E. Anderson, trained by Jim Taylor, and the winning rider Jason Brown. And that's 2 now from 7, and clearly back on top of firmer ground this afternoon, really in the advantage of Spilling Over. Putting its best foot forward today. Copped a couple of rain-affected tracks recently, but today, certainly with firmer ground, it has run right up to its capacity, and won with a fair bit in reserve. 1:18.59 there. They've run for the 1300. It was 2.5 lengths, a length and a half, 2.5, 1.5, and the placings are 8, 4, Clever Kezza second, 7, Delaney third, and Kingdom and Empire number 3 has weighed in 4th. So Spilling Over by Denman first home, Clever Kezza by Smart Missile, Delaney by Trade Fair. Race 8, the Penfolds handicap at 242. No alterations there in the next on the card. Let's go down to the winning enclosure, and Gareth Hall is about to catch up with us as well, and the difference between getting back on top of the ground, there's a real difference between that and when there's a bit of cut, and some horses just enjoy it and some just take off like Spilling Over's done this afternoon when they're back on a more comfortable surface.
Indeed, Macca, different horse on top of the ground, Jimmy, and away went Spilling Over. Jason got to the front, dictated terms, and never looked like getting beat today.
Yeah, a couple starts ago, Taylor Stone rode him at Pinjarra and thought he didn't go in the wet, and then I forgot about that, and he started on a wet track the other day, and he went accordingly, but on top of the ground, he was a different horse.
That's unlike you to make a mistake, Jimmy.
Yeah, I had to once in my life, Gareth.
Obviously, he's got a bit of talent because it did defeat a pretty smart one, I think, at Northern 3 starts back, in Lofty Lad.
We've always had a bit of an opinion of him. He's been a long time getting there, but no, I think he's got a bit of a future.
Yeah, what do we do with him now? Just keep him off wet tracks?
I'd say so. Saturday
horse?
I think he'll develop into one.
And Brittany, you don't have to pay her this week, Jimmy, because she was on.
Yeah, no, she rides him every day, so she knew.
Well done, Jimmy.
Thanks, Gareth.
Brittany Taylor's catching up with Jason Brown, and about time Jason Brown capped off your hard work behind the scenes there, Brittany.
Yeah, I know. You need him to finish the end of the deal, Jace. It was a nice win there by Spillanova. Out of the gates, were you always confident you'd be able to get that lead?
I was a little bit worried, you know, because there was a bit of pace on paper, but it seemed not so much inside, but definitely outside. But they must have seemed to just ride a little bit quieter, so we found the top pretty easily, and he was able to coast along and put him, pay to him, come to the corner, and they were never going to catch us from there.
On a dry track today, did he always feel like he was travelling like the winner?
Yeah, a lot smoother today. I think definitely the last two, obviously at Pinjarra 2 starts ago, and last start it was very wet at Belmont. I think, yeah, definitely was vulnerable on that track, but getting on top of the ground today was a huge bonus.
Showed a real nice kick on the turn?
Yeah, he did. You know, when I sort of asked him to kick, he really let down nice.